welcome to the bonfire. I'm checking if I have begun the recording. I have. So this is part 2 of this map, the Warlords, and the second time I'm playing for Inferno, but I was just missing it so much. Had been missing. Now I'm kinda almost satisfied. I am intending to finish the playthrough today and switch either to the next town or maybe to back to Deus Ex, because I haven't finished that game either. So what do we have here? I guess we left 2 battles on our island, just as the exciting beginning for the upcoming stream. So let me check if I'm ready. I have my level 6 and 7 army, but should I maybe engage some more? Let me see. So that guy has a pack of leeches and a pack of I don't remember their name. Whites, I don't remember. So then several leeches again, several dragons, throng of skeletons, lots and lots. I don't know. Leeches are tough. Stop. I almost made a mistake with movement points. Horses are pretty much substantial unit and sustainable, while those guys are really squishy. But you know what? I think I'll take... First of all, you see, we are facing Necropolis now, and that means that they don't have morale, and the nightmares are now quite useless because they have frightful aura, which influences the morale, and Hell Stallion has Searing aura, which is hopefully more effective against the undead, but Nightmares have 16 initiative while Hell Stallions have 15. That is quite a decisive point. And I'd like to have my Horned Grunts. So if I upgrade, this is 3,800 and this is 14,030. Enough. It's enough. And we also need to steal mana, which is quite crucial, right? So if we upgrade imps, that's more money to spend. Do I have any artifacts to sell? I do. Overshield, because I don't have time to wait, you know. And Treeborn Quiver. I have anything else to sell. Well, let's sell this one and upgrade, because they might have some unpleasant spells to throw at me, and I don't have enough money. Okay, that decides the question. Selling this quiver and taking the nightmares, leaving hellhounds, well, firehounds and succubi mistresses to defend the castle, the town, save the game, and now let's attack. And what I suspect is that, yeah, exactly what I suspect. The hero will just flee from the battle. What if I leave only these guys? Will they flee in this case? Approach. So probably he'll just shoot and flee, no? Okay, that's good news. This will shoot and this will probably cast. So I'll attack the skeletons. Don't flee. Interesting. Consume corpse. 0 mana from the undead. Amazing. Elementals, no. Frenzy only on my units. Hello, hello. Nice to see you, man. How is it? You made it to Hero Stream. Will this influence their initiative? Why? Why not? That's bullshit. Oh. Am I under some... So I can use gating? What for? Will the dragons... No, they won't. But these guys will move before I move. So I have no other option but attack. And then I'll be able to actually heal my guys. So they heal and this spell slow. That's very, very unfortunate. Will I kill them? Amazing. Now let's remove the dragons from the battlefield. Yeah. Archdevil. One Archdevil. What have you done? But at least I got my experience, which is... Oh, I don't know. You know what? I think to hell with that experience, let the hero flee and leave me be with my army, because 3 horses I can put up with it. Yeah, 3 nightmares, but 1 Archdevil and 1 Pit Spawn, no way. I am quite... So they're really dear to my heart, those fiends, and don't want to give them to the computer, even for some... Well, it's like 5,000 experience, that's nothing. That's like, hey Maki, nice to see you. Nice to see you, man. How is it there? How is South Dakota? You see, I'm hoping to finish this map today. I hope. I'm not sure, but there's a chance. And next time I'm probably starting another race. Actually, guys, I'm not sure which race I'd like to play for, so you can tell me what you'd like to see. I'd really appreciate the preference from your side, because for me, to me, it doesn't really make any difference, because I think I can play them all quite well. And another option is to play Deus Ex, but I think it will be decided by my mood for that day. So yeah, please tell me which race you would love to see next time. And I'd like to now kick this ass. First, it seemed to me that you had voice effects like delay or something. What do you think about using that stuff? What do you mean? Had voice effects like delay or something? And why would I use that stuff? Do you think it's gonna make the content better, in your opinion? And what kind of effects are, well, possible anyway? And are they really... I mean, a good microphone, that's probably the most important effect possible. Nice day out here. What about there? By the way, I see that messages aren't again shown. Twitch chat is constantly lagging on my computer. That's too bad. And they're all green and red. All red actually, which is weird, but okay. So in Siberia, where I am, in Krasnoyarsk in Russia, that's minus 20 now. It's all covered with snow. Trees are all, well, they're black inside and white outside, so it's kind of beautiful. We have, I think, tens of thousands of photos circulating through Instagram and our Russian social network. So yeah, it's very, very cold. I mean, not very cold, it's actually quite fine for November. We're going to have 30, minus 40 in December, January. So yeah. To use delay, no echo, to create some special atmosphere just for experiment and lose, of course. Well, I think maybe if I play some, you know, spooky game, when I get my hands on The Sinking City, based on Lovecraft story, maybe, or something else of that kind, of that sort. Yeah, but for simple gaming, I think it might seem disturbing to people. What do you think? Well, or maybe for some situational streams. Yeah, then we had got some snow in October, but since then we have no snow and has been 40-30 this week. Are you using Fahrenheit or Celsius? 40-30 is well, scorching. I was meaning to say like Celsius, minus 20 Celsius, just in case. Of course, the hero fled, and you know, this is something I don't understand in computers, in AI's behavior. Like, they, and how the hell they have my horses? They captured my military post. I need to recapture it now because the week is finishing, and then I'll come and conquer that town with freshly bought forces, so more experience for me. So AI, I don't understand one thing. They have like big armies and then they just flee. They don't actually, maybe they surrender and then they can buy their army out in the tavern, but I have a suspicion they just give up the army, and that kind of ruins their whole point. Like they lose weeks of forces. I don't know. Fahrenheit but not Celsius. Yeah, so you can imagine that's quite different stuff. I'm not sure I know the exact difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but Fahrenheit, I'm not sure whether we changed this in English. So yeah, we use Celsius in my country. I need to check what the difference is. And let's agree on one thing, that it's good that we don't have to use Kelvin for our countries, otherwise it won't be possible to live. 1 to Celsius, I think, would be mine. Well, that would be amazing to have this temperature now here, because that would mean very, very warm and cozy autumn for us. And that temperature we usually have in August night and September. That's like Indian summer. So yeah, but you know, I always say that different temperature cycles in our country contribute to this very important sensation that you actually see the contrast of life. So you know what's cold, you know what's hot, and you balance between, and you rejoice when it is finally warm again, and then you rejoice that it's finally beautiful and white again, and I think you get my drift. So it's there are advantages in this. But lots of people go to celebrate, used to go before the pandemic, to celebrate New Year in Thailand, oh my god. So just in tropical countries, and they said it was, I should replay that because I don't want to lose the Menace Steelers. So they say that for them it's totally fine to have a green New Year, warm New Year, but to me I think it's, well, essential to see snow around. I was in Hungary in November, December, so they were all busy with preparing for Christmas, and there were like fairs and markets and Christmas trees were appearing here and there, and I was looking at that with kinda astonishment, like, people, why would you prepare for Christmas in September? Because it felt like September. I saw rain, and I saw, you can't imagine how shocked I was. There was a flower shop in the street in November and December, and the flowers were blooming. It was amazing, and at the same time just unbelievable. And our British coach once walked into the room, and it was morning, early morning, quite chilly, like 5-10 degrees, and I came, well, chilly for that, exactly chilly, not cold, but just kind of uncomfortable, cool, and I was still wearing my autumn jacket, and so he said, well, that was like a chill morning, and we responded, I and the Czech guy, like, no, it's actually quite warm here. He's like, what do you mean warm? And I was like, well, back in my country now it's already -10, 15, so here in Hungary it's very warm now. And he was like, he was quite surprised to hear that. It's always celebration for us because we are dislocated by all parameters. And I see that the Twitch chat is just refusing to work, It's just unbearable. Let's check if it's gonna send something now. I'll send a smile just to see what happens. Nothing happens, right? How to fix that? Why doesn't it work real time? Can I chat settings? I don't know. I can't alt tab all the time when it happens, right? Any idea? Maybe you know the solution to that issue. Anyway, we have a siege here happening. I don't remember. Spikes are only... Yeah, I think I can teleport there without taking damage. Correct. So... Cyclops are not shooting, interestingly. Let's spawn some forces into the town walls, and who can we kill? I think Centaurs is definitely primary target, but they probably will die after the first shot, so I'm wasting 2 more shots. And Cyclops, no. You know what, let's kill Warmongers, because they will be tough otherwise. Now it's much better. And mark of the dam. Yeah, let's mark the Centaurs, because they'll definitely shoot. And they'll get punished for that. Did they not have enough points to fly to Nightmares? Oh, interesting. Okay, do we need to heal anyone? Remove curses and heal. And whoa, Archdevil is nearly dead. Surely one is gonna die. No? Very interesting. And why not? I understand. Cyclops. I think I'd like to use Arcane Armor on my Archdeus. Hopefully they can... they will get healed by the first 8/10 next turn. And Nightmares, let's kill those... Who? All Wyverns. Okay. Let's wait. I still remember how I was complaining about Inferno, my first stream on Heroes, and I was saying that summoning extra troops is not really helpful, but I think I'm changing my position because apparently it is very helpful. And wait, haven't I killed them? I definitely skipped something. What? Nightmares, lucky, changing their target. Ah, of course, Warmonger's taunt their enemies so that their allies are not hit. So good for foul wyverns, but not too good. Not good enough. What? Ah, fear. It was fear. Now, Archdevil, can you please survive? Yeah, apparently it's probably going to finish well for us. And I'm striking this one. And I don't have enough movement points, but probably they will have. Yep. And that's casualties free battle. Yeah, 0 loss battle. I can't buy anything of use in the Orc town, I think. Shak Karukat is a decent hero because of this vitality skill, but otherwise totally useless. And from that place we are traveling to week 1 here, because there is a chance that we'll find some artifacts there, which lie, I'll show you in a second. Here there is a huge territory with artifacts and resources and just some stuff to fight with. Groll, Demon Lord, and some Hellhounds. And what's his specialization, by the way? Chaos. Nope, not interested. Even though he has those hounds, which are quite appealing to buy, I think I'll skip this one. I'll buy my essential troops for my main hero. And Grok, you have a mission to... Oh, lots of stuff to buy. What's that? Wait. 10, 5. Ah, I think these are still captured. Okay. So... I always like Academy and Haven. And the message isn't shown. So... what if I reload? Don't think this will help, but who knows. And answering your question, not question, but just answering your message, Haven is definitely fascinating with this air of humankind. You know, I gave a concert about Heroes 3 and 5 when Paul Romero was supposed to visit our city, and unfortunately the concert was cancelled. It was 1 year ago, more than 1 year ago, and I was so annoyed with that cancellation that I organized my own concert. I was working at an English school then, and so I just downloaded videos from YouTube with towns and music. And during the English club meeting, I showed that music and clips and told people who wanted to attend. There were, I think, roughly speaking, 15 or not roughly speaking, just roughly 15 or 20 people there. And when I was talking about this Haven town, I told that Haven, with its image and music, and you remember their architecture when you open the town, these two statues, one of the angel looking into the sky, and the second of the paladin looking down in some kind of I don't know, I don't know how to put this, some kind of humble, come on, seriously? Sorry, it was I was interrupted, so I have to come back now and face that arrogant monster who just captured my city. But let me finish my thought, or I'll forget I won't forget, but it's just not nice to drop the idea. So I was saying that Haven, with their statues and the holy music and that song that is performed, I think it contains this idea of our humankind, for the hope of humankind, our future, our inevitable success as a race, as our we now have this earthly realm, but I think we'll stretch our influence beyond. And it so happens that in Heroes 5, I think Haven is the most powerful race. I mean, if we are given endless resources, they can end up with just hundreds of their paladins, and it's damn scary. And their archangels, they are just decimating enemies, and other units are also quite tough and powerful, and so I see this. Look at that. They just defy what I just said and fled the battle, all those archangels and other enemy troops. That's pathetic. Yeah, so town is amazingly executed as a kind of message that we people can do things, and we will do things, and not monsters like orcs or devils or necromancers or whatever other races exist. No one will ever put any hindrance towards us, and nothing can prevent us from being successful in dominating, and it might be considered as a menacing standpoint, right? That we are a threat, but at the same time Haven is culture. It's again, beautiful architecture, it's this music, it's this kind of self-devotion, it's commitment, it's righteousness and virtuousness, and belief in some bright future, and this readiness to stand for something you think is true and deserves your life. And I love this, and I always get very touched by when I listen to that soundtrack from Haven Town. But because it is so OP and so powerful, I never play for that town, because almost never, because, well, it kinda, like, you need to get to the point where you have enough money, and then you just storm the whole map with your paladins and archangels, and if you are bored, you also can employ other troops. So, and they have this, I think, Maeve hero who has swiftness as her specialization, so swiftness spell becomes with each level 1% more efficient, and so when you are level 30 you get like 50% initiative boost for your paladins and archangels. That's madness. I think that's even crazier than Vingaile's specialization with this initiative boost at the beginning of the battle. So as a show, as a demonstration of power of humankind, yes, that's I think the paramount of what's possible for this game, and it's like the paragon of our mankind power. But for engagement and kind of this fragile balance of self-confidence and the chance that you can be overthrown by your AI enemies, that's not the best town to play for. And here let's talk about the second one that you mentioned about, again, Fled. That explains why I was so happy to, so delighted to find those shackles of the last man in my previous playthrough, because having found them during the first month, I bought them in the artifact shop. I was totally secure from that kind of cases when enemies just stupidly run into me, take my towns, and then they just lose their whole army, depriving me of the experience points and just spoiling the whole game spirit, you know. Like, I can't really have a battle because nobody can stand against me, and nobody wants to stay against me, nobody wants to decently fight. The only chance when you have a decent fight with these kind of conditions is when you actually are way below the AI hero by its own reckoning. I mean, when I had a case, I was playing for the Sylvan, so the elves, and I had Vingail, and I was really high level. I think I was level 30, and I had my, maybe not 30, maybe like 28, 27. So I had my ultimate, I had my this permanent luck, and I was dangerous. Yeah, I was really scary for that matter. But I think I had like maybe 30 emerald dragons and 100 unicorns, and the well, relatively, so you can imagine how many other troops I had. It was maybe several months army, not a lot, but and I constantly got injured. And then a hero came, and that hero had 130 black dragons and around 200 paladins and something like that. So it was just a enormous army. It was just so huge and so menacing, and I was like, wow. So I was running around my island, escaping that battle, and I was waiting for the point where the game actually said that the risk of the battle was medium, or something like so. It was high, and then it dropped to medium, and then I attacked. And so even then the enemy hero tried to flee, not right after the beginning of the battle, not right away, but after like half the battle. And I think then I managed to actually plan the battle in a way that the AI player failed to time his escape properly. So I managed to win the battle and take all the artifacts, and I think actually one of the artifacts that he wasn't using but which was in his stash was of course Shackles of the Last Man, and I lost I think 150 unicorns. I used them as tanks because I don't like unicorns. They are, well, they're impressive to observe. I mean, they're dangerous and they're powerful, but kinda, you know, not very graceful. Gracious, sorry. No, graceful. So, and like these horses here, nightmares, are at least burning. And well, about these guys, I'm not even talking. These are just the embodiment of grace. It's just pure horror itself. And archdevils are definitely, well, they are the mascot of Heroes 5 original game screen, together with that fighting paladin. And but unicorns are white horses. It's well, for those who love horses, definitely I think that's something, but sorry to tell you, but I'm not a big fan of those beautiful animals. And yeah, and now back to the point which Maki brought up. Academy. Actually, I was thinking about playing the Academy town because first of all, it has been a long time since I did it for the last time, and it's very interesting mechanics. It's Ogre Club. Why would I need this freaking artifact? This one is very useful, but Ogre Club, no. Minus initiative. Who would decrease initiative? That's delirious. And yeah, I think Academy is probably my next choice of the town. And they have Rakshas, those lions with swords, which are beautiful, and of course self-important and dignified titans and storm titans. And thinking about it, why can't I? Because I'm using the different hero. So thinking about it, I guess I just don't like level 5 creatures in Heroes 5. They just all seem kinda not all of them. I definitely love the executioners and all the other related types for the orc town, and leeches are, yeah, I definitely find them very appealing thanks to their tendency to actually hoard and one-shot anything on the map. What else? Elves? Well, unicorns, no, absolutely not. Zealots, well, they are, how to say, they inspire respect in you, Zealots. When you see how annoying they are on the battlefield, removing the debuffs incessantly, and then when they messages when they start shooting after they have casted all their mana away, they start shooting and just put down all your archers in a second, and you think, wow, that's impressive job. And yeah, you can't help but respect them. Then dwarves, priests of fire, or how they're called, they're nice archers. Well, yeah, they're also cool. So yeah, maybe it's not Maybe it's not level 5, maybe it's horses. Maybe it's unicorns that just don't like unicorns. Stukeliak. I hope I read the name correctly, please tell me, I'm sorry in advance. And Academy has the best visuals by far, and it's like a mix of Indian, Arabic, aesthetics. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I have a very, how to say, I'm really fascinated with the Arabic culture. I even would like to work there as a teacher one day, and I once was interpreting. That's my used to be my profession, an interpreter. Now I'm just a teacher. So I interpreted one delegation from Pakistan. It was really a memorable experience. Wonderful people, and when I was in Africa, in Cape Town, as a teacher for refugees, I also had some Arabic students. They were amazing, and when I was leaving, one of them, Mohammed, gave me a beautiful present that was a bag and a traditional t-shirt, and I still use the items, and that was just so touching. And yeah, I see people read my name in many different ways, but which one is correct? Because I don't want to belong to those. I'm very careful about names. Again, talking about my Cape Town experience, you can imagine that I, coming from Russia, went to a country almost to a different world, and there are all sorts of names which I had never seen before, and I had like 70 students, and all their names were totally new, and Gires, Gilor, and that's just something that I came up with now. And there was something like from the language which is called Isekosa, which has these strange clicking sounds. Strange to me, no offense to the language, strange to me, like strange language, and they were quite interesting names which engaged, which included these sounds. For example, I had a security guy in the place where I lived. There was a security point, and so there was a guy whose name was Neza. Yeah, it was Neza. And I had a colleague whose name was Neba. And finally, there was a coach who was responsible for team building seminars, and he was called Max by all his colleagues, but I was like, no, your name is not Max, right? Your name is different. He was like, yeah, my name is different, but nobody can pronounce that. And I say, well, what's your name? And he said that his name was Mark Sibe. Yeah, like this, Mark Sibe. And I was forcing myself for 1 or 2 minutes to actually learn to pronounce that. And so he was like, yeah, that's correct. And Asian names, we have some guests from Asia at the English club, and they also have different phonetics, like, and what they do, they adopt a new name which is pronounceable by Russian speakers, but I think they probably get kind of uncomfortable with that. And I know some people who had to actually change their names because people were constantly making mistakes or making fun of their names, which I find absolutely embarrassing and unacceptable when you are dealing with foreign visitors. That's like you have to respect foreign culture and learn, at least do your best to master the name. But maybe I'm saying that because I just genuinely love foreign languages and I try to respect all cultures. Yeah, so for example, there was my good acquaintance Pedram. He had to change his name to Peter, and well, that was because people just couldn't remember the name. And there was an Estonian guy whose name was Krismar, and everyone called him Christmas. And when he heard me say, "Hey, Krismar," he was like, "What? You know my name correctly?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I know your name correctly. Like, who on earth would mess like mix Christmas and Christmas? They're two different words, but he said that people were constantly doing that. And yeah, let's read the messages. I like unicorns, they're not so different from normal horses, I agree, but they have some veil of mystery, and bring to me associations with some legends and fantasy works like Roger Железный. Железный I haven't, managed to read because the audiobook that I downloaded was with really bad quality, and I just couldn't force myself to. But later I think I'll finally read these Chronicles of Amber, and I always try to get names right, like sign of respect, to say it right in the way I feel. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I understand you here. So you show respect by at least trying to show to get as close as possible to the name. And to call a guy, kind of childish to call a guy Christmas. I mean, yes, it is. I mean, it's Christmas. You know the word, like all the world. Well, the majority of people in the world know Christmas and Christmas. Well, what does it mean if it starts like similarly? But there are many words which start similarly, but nobody makes fun of that. So yeah, I think there are exceptions. Like my name, which is Russian, Andrei. I like it, but I always say when I'm in the foreign environment, I say I'm Andy, and I like my name Andy. It actually stems from a very, I should start the battle. It starts from a very, very old series which was called Charmed, and there was Shannon Doherty, Prue, the elder sister, and there was Andy, who was a police officer, and maybe I was even a child, not a teenager even, but a child, and I was like, whoa, what a cool name, Andy. I liked it, and can you imagine that I was totally unaware that it was actually my name, just translated into English, and I was so sympathetic of the relationship between Prue and Andy, and I don't want to spoil, so let me finish the story about the Charmed here. And only later did I discover that Andy is my name too, and that came with my Irish teacher of English, and then Canadian and American. They were all using my Englified version, and I totally love that. So I always ask people to call me by my English name, not Russian one. And it's also like, there is music in language, right? You kind of you hear that Russian has very different. No, that's not acceptable, this battle. So what I want to say is that Russian has a very different melody from English, and so when people use my Russian name, my original Russian name, it breaks the melody. It's like you start playing metal music during classical melody, or vice versa, without any presumptions that any of them is better. But I'm just saying that when you're in one language, it kind of makes sense to use the same language pattern, so the same language melody. And let's read the messages which aren't displayed. Oh, this alt tabin is just horrible. The funny thing is that it's actually named Christmas, but very rare. Oh, actually there is such a name, okay. But it makes sense. I mean, we in Russian have the name Hope, which is Nadezhda, and in Cape Town I had a student whose name was Hope, so why not? I had a colleague whose name was Welcome, and well, I don't want to to like use the full names because they're real people and I'm kind of breaking their privacy. So yeah, there are all sorts of names which are actually like simple words or some holidays, I don't know. I'm so happy that I grew up learning English that having to learn the second language. My second language is Spanish, but always wanted to speak Russian, French. I've seen people and videos trying to learn it, and it's one of the hardest to learn. ¿Cómo estás? Hablo español. So I want to say that I no hablo español apparently because I studied Spanish for half a year. I got A1, and that was like 2 years ago. And then I unfortunately had to stop due to some financial challenges. But I love the language, and I'm going to return to my education because Spanish and Arabic are those two which I want to master. And I still remember plenty of stuff. My phone was in Spanish for a long time, and I remember like grabadora is this recorder, and calculadora is a calculator apparently, and other things. And I know many words. And in Cape Town I had a Brazilian student. We had some practice together with him as he was a native speaker. Well, no, he spoke Portuguese, but still. And about Russian and English and French, man, no, English is very easy. I mean, some people, when they learn languages, they complain that it is so difficult, but we have to understand that it is a totally new thing. It's not the language that's difficult, but starting something absolutely new is difficult. And it's not only a language, it's that you have to adopt a new paradigm, set of values, mentality, and all sorts of things. You have to actually start thinking in different language. You have to accept things you have never heard of, and you have to study the culture and possibly travel and get out of your comfort zone and understand that cases, I mean, for Russian listeners, падежи, cases don't exist in English, that objects are never he or she and only it, while in Russian, for example, it's like the table is a he and a bed is a she, and in French a table, I think, is a girl, and in Spanish is una mesa, it's also a girl, right? But for English it doesn't make sense. Well, in English there is this romanticized stuff, like a ship could be she, the captain could think of a ship as a kind of woman, a beautiful lady. And about capital cities, we also say that they are she, like London is she, and Paris is she, Paris is she. So, but like generally no. In most cases, no. So English has one substantial difficulty, which is the number of words existing in language, and that's the record of all languages. It's like English has biggest amount of synonyms, and thanks to its status as an international language, it absolutely beats any language in terms of how many words can possibly exist. Again, because it's international instrument of communication, the number of words is increasing on a daily basis, and it's impossible to catch up with the number, I think, and that's it. So English is very easy to learn if you devote to that, because if you think of it, you have tremendous amounts of resources, online, offline. Everything is Englified, all the sites, all the films, all the games, like everything that's ever created now in the world, first of all has it's English representation. It's and like you can't help but learn English at least a bit. It's everywhere. So, and it has quite understandable grammar. It is not something inconceivable. It is always presented as something, like unwinnable, but no, it's like simple mathematics. You just understand some set of formulas, and then you just apply them, and you just have to have enough vocabulary for that purpose. And that's where the problem starts, because, as I said, vocabulary is what English has in plenty, more than. Other languages are much more complex because they have cases and intricate grammar and changing endings like genders, numbers, other wonderful things. For example, in English you have how many forms of the verb? Like you have do, did, done, doing. 4, right? And in Russian you have сделал, поделал, переделал, заделал, уделал, делала, делали, делало, делал, and like it's not even the beginning. It's already 9, but I've just given you maybe 10% of what other possible variations exist, because they change with cases. I think for Spanish speakers it makes sense. It changes with numbers, it changes with genders, and it changes with tenses. So how many variations you can have? Over 100, maybe over a couple of hundreds. So it's that's where the situation really gets scary. And many people study Russian for many years, and I have to rephrase it. Lots of people study Russian for many years and still can't say that they understand what's happening. But that is no way, in no way is it told as kind of demotivation. No, I'm just saying that contrary to what people speculate around, mostly students who are just insecure and they've just got out of their comfort zone, which was their native language. They say that English is super complex. No, Russian is, Hungarian is, Chinese is complex, German is complex, Dutch is complex, and there are many complex languages. English is big, like insanely big, but it's not complex. It's understandable, and yeah, that's my speech. And I don't think you've come for a linguistic lecture or for my ranting about language difficulties, but I just wanted to answer the question, if not completely, but to say what I at least have to say in this case. Hopefully you found your answers in my reply. And I also lost quite a lot of units here. Again, nightmares mostly, which is not a big problem because they are easily replenishable thanks to this Inferno military post, and so that's +3, and this post influences the town, which is +1, so 4 horses a week are expendable. So the message to Alt tab again. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that it was interesting to listen to. I appreciate your feedback. You know, I've been teaching for more than 5 years now, and not only in my country but abroad, offline and online, and organized plenty of English events, and yeah, met lots of people who succeeded in learning language and failed in learning a language, and I have plenty of stuff to say. Now, was there anything mentioned about other towns? Academy has the best visuals by far, you said. I think I told about the Arabic thing, but about the visuals, yeah, it's nice. And you know, the music in the Academy town is there was a funny case in my life. I love game soundtracks very much, like, crazily, and always have them on my computer saved to listen once in a while. And I couldn't remember, you know, I had a tune in my head, a melody, and I couldn't figure out, just absolutely wasn't able to figure out where I got it from. I knew it was Heroes 5, but I just had no idea which exact town had that music. And so I checked everything I checked but the Academy town, because I was just positive it wasn't Academy. And guess what? It was Academy. I just by accident started to play for the Academy town, like it had been a lot of time since I last played it then, and I was like, wow. So I was postponing the experiment only to find out that that was exactly my the target of my search. Yeah, it was it was okay. But actually it's a beautiful tune. I mean, Paul Romero is a god of music. Well, I'm not saying the god, a god, because there are many composers which are just magnificent. Well, Steve Jablonski, of course, or Jablonski, I think his pronunciation probably varies in languages. Hans Zimmer, well, they are, I think, a couple like who are mentioned always, because that's like homage and tribute to their achievements in this field. Now, about some recent findings of mine, I could, well, speaking of the word mine, this War of Mine and Frostpunk, we should remember Piotr Musial, and he is, I think, just extremely talented, and he always manages to kind of link and tailor the spirit of the music, the melody, the rhythm, in a way that it absolutely and precisely fits the game itself. So with this War of Mine it was heartbreaking music, and with Frostpunk it was kind of circular, you know, it was repeating constantly. And as you remember, if you played Frostpunk, it's a round settlement, and so the music was also kind of rounded. I don't know how he did it. I'm not a musical type, not a composer, but he did it somehow, and I found it just greatly commendable. And what else? I'm clearing the map in the meantime. Archmages, this time without casualties. Who else? Ari Pulkkinen. I don't know if it says anything to you. Ari Pulkkinen, he is, I think, from Finland, or so he's a Scandinavian composer, I should say. I don't want to mess up his country, and I would be greatly ashamed if I had, if I already did this. And Ari Pulkkinen wrote music. I know definitely he wrote music for Trine. Trine is a platformer, Trine 1, 2, and 3, and it's this fantasy fairy tale melody which just captivates you from the first chords, and it's just unimaginably beautiful to listen to. And this was a town without any battlements, right? Yeah, it's just a fort. What a disappointment. I thought I would have more experience from that. Anyway, who else? And by the way, about Ari Pulkkinen, I always tell this story, which is, I think, a very fun story to hear. So there is this Trine 2 game, and as I said, Amazement album, which is this soundtrack to the game. And if you pirate the soundtrack, download it, and open the note enclosed in the album, and then there is the description of the tracks there and all the words that composers say in this situation about their masterpiece, and all the credits. And at the end of the note he says, if you pirated this, I shall never have a beer with you. And I think if I ever heard a motivational speech against piracy, that was it. Adam Skorupa, I think, is another composer who I remember. That's the man who created music for the Witcher series. I'm not sure if he was alone there. Maybe he actually did it with somebody else. I'm especially curious who created this outwardly hunt to be hunted melody, because that's something you can listen to for ages. There is YouTube version which is 8 minutes long, which is an extended one, but I'm sure there are longer versions, and that On the Trail or something like that soundtrack, and what was that, Sword of Destiny, and something else, the original one, the very, very main soundtrack for the Witcher series, which also exists as an orchestral version, and I can't remember the name, but I think maybe there is no name for that, just like the main theme. And yeah, and I'm trying to recollect the name of the composer for the Deus Ex Human Revolution game. Unfortunately, I haven't learned the name yet, but I'm sure you know this melody. It's Icarus. So Serif Industries, you start the game and you hear this soundtrack, and then the police precinct theme. So there is a YouTube video which is 1 hour long, which is this Serif Industries soundtrack, and then the same for the police precinct. And when I'm, in my not best conditions, when I'm really under the weather, or when I'm depressed and overwhelmed with dark thoughts, I just go to YouTube, I turn on this track, and I just lie in bed in darkness, and I could lie for 1 hour, sometimes it takes 2, and it somehow helps me regenerate. And that soundtrack actually inspired me to play Deus Ex in the first place. I didn't want to, because I'm not the science fiction guy, but I listened to that melody, and I think what happened was I believed it, Deus Ex is maybe not I don't want to say anything harsh because I haven't finished the game yet, but it's not what I had expected it to be. I thought it would be more escalating, more dramatic, more touching, more heartbreaking at some points. So, but it is not what. I mean, I've played many RPGs in my life, like classical RPGs. Planescape Torment should be mentioned first. I told that I have a tattoo on my chest with the Torment symbol, and Pillars of Eternity, and what other games? Dragon Age. Well, that wasn't very dramatic, I think. So I'm comparing to those paragons of of course, Torment Tides of Numenera. That's the descendant of Pillars of Planescape Torment. So they really touch your soul. They have to. They have you empathize with the characters, and you cry. You just it kind of rips your soul, tears it apart. And Deus Ex hasn't yet managed to do that to me. Only thanks to the music, I actually get, I think, I get pulled inside into the atmosphere of the game, and that's definitely the composer's achievement. I actually have to learn his name because that man has to be remembered. I mean, has to be known because he is alive, and I hope he is. If he is, great health to him and lots of inspiration, because oh, we have a high-level necromancer who just puppeted my archdevils. that's a predicament. Do I have cleanse spell? Yeah, initiative 4. Well, there is a chance I'll be able to finish the battle before the devils actually act. Yeah, you know, Michael Hahn, I just tried to recollect the name still, but maybe I should stop because making a mistake is worse than not making here, not telling anything at all in this case. I can't remove the controlling spell with the tent because I think it's only like level 1-3 here. Okay, then let's hope that archdevils have no chance to move, but no, there is 10 dragons here. Earthquake, which is Phoenix, no, they'll move. Can I teleport inside the... No, I can't. Ooh. If I slow the devils, they'll have 2 initiative? How much? 3. That's interesting. But still, I think if they move, when they move, they'll decimate my whatever I have. 17 archdevils. Come on. Why can't I... dragon... Where? Dragon is inside. Okay. So, where do you move? Why are you moving in that direction? Puppet Master actually is going to fade soon. Let's, you know... I think they should go first. Fear didn't proc, that's a problem. And luck. Oh. that is a very bad idea here. What? Who casted that? Who cast? Leeches had their turn, right? Maybe. Okay. The biggest problem is those 10, 11 dragons. Magma dragons. They are very, very tough. Almost invincible for what I have. What I should do if I replay this battle, I need my imps to steal mana, and then there is no puppet master anymore. Okay, Curse of the Netherworld will kill almost nothing, so let's drop this idea. Frenzy. Frenzy, I can use Frenzy on who? Not interesting. Decay, not very interesting. Maybe Phoenix, Arcane Armor, Mark of the Damned on the Magma Dragons should help me somehow. Okay. Wait, and the next turn, Earthquake or Phoenix. Let's go into a Phoenix, just maybe to help us somehow. Peat spawns are not the unit to joke with in this manner. They're slowly fading, their number, already 4, not 10. Raise that, that's again very bad idea because health points are vanishing. Just to inform you of that, dear AI. You're decreasing the health points for your units very much, and that's what happened. Thanks to your stupidity. Now health, the 10 actually stopped its help. What did I say? Health 10? First 8 10 stopped helping just now because I used all 3 uses, and that wasn't maybe the best idea because maybe I should have resurrected my horses. My dear nightmares. Phoenix is almost ready to act, and the speed of this bird is unfortunately 7, which means that archdevils will attack the Phoenix, most probably. Let's see. Anyway, it's a good distraction. If I move, no, let's wait. Let's move closer. Arcane armor on the nightmares, and wait. Let's attack. Good. Why? Why didn't... What? Ah, Magma Shield it's like Radiance in Dota. Okay. Now we have our Phoenix, who will now attack Magma Dragon, and after that Magma Dragon will be punished by my hero. Yeah, perfect. We got rid of those beasts. Zoltan, what do you have in mind? Thank you. It was very mean of you. Now... Excellent. No more dragons on this map. Nightmares, I don't think I need your assistance here. Oh, Archdevils. Archdevils. You know, it will take me ages killing those poltergeists. Mark of the Damned should help, but not much, I guess, because they are, you know, incorporeal. I was lucky enough. And again, wow, what fun. Okay, Archdevils are no more under the dispel, under the control. Aha, now I missed. Too bad. Zoltan, another devil gun. Let's replenish our mana, I think. 31, 31, 31. Is it because it's maximum? I think yes. Oh, look at that. It didn't have this close-up animation this time. Funny, very funny. And I see the chat is again. Chat is stuck. Right, let's deal with the vampires and hopefully miss. Counter-attack work. Okay, 3 archdevils, lots of horses, actually only 4, and 2 pit spawns. Not bad. Battle Frenzy is another ultimate ability, and I'm 3 levels from the ultimate, which probably won't happen before the game ends. I have a suspicion that was the strongest hero on the map. Kaspar is, you see, I am the strongest already. So at this point, when I was playing myself, I mean without stream, I wasn't streaming then, I usually tapped out here, and I actually made a mistake. I didn't use this Cloak of Death's shadow, right? So usually I tapped out here and called it a game, but now, to respect the rules, I have to, I think, finish, or better say, execute the orange player who previously executed all the others. What do you think? And you know what? I was recording all my 3 previous sessions with Heroes 5, playing for this Inferno town, and I haven't published them on YouTube yet because I was kinda not sure if I should, because Arcanum I published Deus Ex, all the episodes, but here I'm doubtful because there is not much action happening on the screen, and I'm also, I don't know, I'm kind of asking myself if people are going to watch that at all, because it's again not as dynamic as Deus Ex or even as RPGs, because in RPGs there's always some kind of shooting or fighting, and here it's strategy and thinking and talking and thinking again, and but at the same time I'm trying to tell that I watch Heroes 3 streams when people play, so probably somebody will watch my recording for that matter. So yeah, what do you think? Is there audience for my blabbering? I think you've got nothing to lose, so you might as well publish it on YouTube. Even if you get like 50 people watch it, it's always something. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And you know, with all this, well, I'm a very new streamer, and I try to think of it as like when 10 people watch that, that's 10 people, and they, well, probably enjoyed that, and so I have to do that for them. And I like this way of thinking. And 50 people is actually a lot, so if you are in those 50 people, thank you very much. I'm doing this for you, and because of you, and because I like the game. So yeah. If only I could figure out what to do with Twitch chat being frozen all the time. Colossus. Orson, when will you stop your running around like crazy and then fleeing? Do Colossus want to join me? Colossuses want to join me. Next time, guys, when I play for the Academy, I will definitely accept you, but today I am in charge of the demons, and demons I don't think will appreciate Colossuses in the army. So we are 3 cities against 5, and there is a I should have built the protection not to lose anything anymore. What if I build this guard post? How many hundreds of shield guards will I get? Anyway, let's not make AI's life easy and put somebody in charge, for example you, yeah, and let them come now. Hopefully you'll break your claws against that wall. Is the chat on screen just a browser capture, or it just is an extension for it? It's a pop-out mode, the pop-out mode, and yeah, it's, as you see now, it's not displaying your message, and I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I wonder what's the principle. Like, I can't constantly refresh it. I think what I should do probably is buy this subscription for a special program which takes messages from all platforms which I stream on, and sends them to me. Excuse me. Okay, I have the defeat, but why the enemy hasn't lost anything at all? How is that possible? Seriously? No. It can't be. Like, not a single loss. I'm pretty much shocked. But okay, I guess we'll have to deal with it. And what I like is that this one is moderate danger. It wasn't the best idea I see now to have lost 4 archdevils in the last battle, because now we are kinda short, or rather shorter on forces, but it's fine. It's doable, totally. And Stukeliak, you haven't told about your name's pronunciation. That's my question number 1. And number 2 is where are you from, if you may tell. I'd like to know the geography we're operating in, if I might ask. The way you pronounce is just fine. I'm from Poland. Oh, okay. One of our club members is now in Poland. He is a Russian young man, and he actually has Polish roots. And now he entered Polish university studying informatics, and he now knows Polish at C1, C2 levels, so yeah. I also had a colleague from Poland when I was doing my Cambridge teaching course in Budapest. There was a lady called Magda. Yeah, we worked together. I'm pretty much sure that Poland is a beautiful country. This European type architecture and buildings and the atmosphere. Sometimes I dream of, going on a holiday to Europe, and exactly to countries like Poland, Czech Republic, where we have these beautiful roofs and cafes in the street and sunsets, and yeah. But Polish has quite difficult pronunciation for me, and I think that's partly why I'm sure Polish people are just very, very skilled at English, because their consonants provide them with such training, so that English actually transpires as an easy language. I don't know if you can relate, but I would love to get evidence on whether I'm wrong or not. I just heard people from Poland speaking, and just almost impeccable pronunciation. Oh, and also about Poland, I am not a fan, I'm the apologist and the zealot of Andrzej Sapkowski, the person who wrote the Witcher book. I think I tell it every stream. that I read the book 7 times, 5 times in Russian and twice in English. It was an audiobook in English, which really boosted my vocabulary. Not the simplest thing you could listen to. I think a lot of people speak English well here, but it's because we start learning the language very early at school. It's hard to tell if it's related to the Polish language itself. I see. But definitely having English at school at a decent level, I should say, is really advantageous, because we also have English at schools. But having it in the curriculum means very little, because you also have to teach it properly, and that's where the problem starts. We lack good teachers. Well, we lack English teachers, let's say, first of all, and we lack even more good teachers, and so we end up with, at best, maybe pre-intermediate on average, with actually huge discrepancy, because good teachers, their work results in people who have mostly upper intermediate when they English school, when they end the school, and people who are the other group, they have elementary, and they remember the regular verbs, which are beaten into them with the stick method. I'm not talking literally, of course, those times have long gone, but still they're kind of all having this, what's to say here, repugnance towards language, because for them it's all about tedious, unpleasant process of learning something that makes no sense with a person who also makes no sense, which is quite disappointing. And it takes years to get them out of this condition when they finally come to a proper tutor at English school. And oh, Week of Nightmare. Exactly what I had 1 week ago, only that I didn't have those beautiful horses. Yeah. Today at night I had a nightmare inside a nightmare. Quite an entertaining phenomenon. I'll tab the game for a second to download the messages and read them out loud now. I feel like what you're saying is also true for other subjects at school. Some teachers really know how to explain things in a simple way, and some just beat students with a stick, like you said, saying it works like this because it just does. Yeah, I think you're right. It's a very complex vocation being a teacher. It's not, the more I stay in this profession, the more I come to a conclusion that it's not about teaching itself. It's actually mostly, well, it's knowing teaching, but besides you also have to be a psychologist and an artist, and you also have to be very, very developed in terms of self-understanding, and you have to be very mature because you have to somehow decompress. You need to drop the heavy load of what life has for you, and lessons don't always go well, and you usually teachers are quite like they empathize with people, and so they over collect emotions, and then they can crash, the psyche can crash, and it takes a lot to learn how to resist that, to counter that effectively, to relax, to find work-life balance. Not that other professions are different. I actually am a strong opponent of this romanticizing the profession of teachers. I think they, well, being a teacher myself, I think I can say that we are, well, we do work, and cleaners do work, and engineers do work, and scientists do work, and there are like thousands of professions whose essential and crucial importance is just goes unnoticed. I mean, people work their life for some purpose. They have the profession which actually goes unnoticed, as I said, and nobody actually talks about that. Like, for example, construction workers in the forests in taiga in Russia, they literally waste their health at dangerous toxic manufactories only to be cheated by the company they work for and eventually finish their life in the early 50s, and nobody talks about that. And at the same time, everyone applauds the teachers who work in comfortable offices with coolers, with proper heating and cooling and well-lit rooms and actually urban infrastructure around, and the society just applauds them. And yes, there is sense in saying that teachers shape the educational system and thus the professional paths of every single citizen of the country, but I think the fact that we ignore other professions is actually much more harmful than anything else, and we have to somehow balance and respect each profession with due amount of attention. And we lack qualified teachers. Like, just a teacher is... Some people say what? They say, my profession is just a profession, it's just my job. In teaching, it's a very alarming thing to hear, because when a person says that, it's kinda... No, it's not just a job, because you're responsible for things which are life-changing in the long run. At the same time, yeah, I mean, it's a complex topic. I'm not sure if I can develop it properly while trying to also battle against those monsters in front of me. Yeah. I think I can, how to say, I can finish what I was saying, or at least summarize what I was saying with two things. The first one is that, yes, agreeing with Stukeliak, it's important, any teacher of any subject is important in a way that there is this responsibility of how students will perceive this subject. And second is that any profession is incredibly important. And we shouldn't prioritize any, we just should respect the vocation that a person chose, and simultaneously the people have to be responsible if they have chosen something, and they should take it seriously. Now, 13 Inquisitors aren't as menacing as 8 Archangels, so I'll frenzy the Archangels, and Inquisitors probably will try to debuff. They'll just run away. No problem, man. Run. Run, I'll come for you. In time, I will And this time is happening very soon. What about the defenses? This town is built. It is. Actually, I could just check the yellow houses for the yellow houses, but this one is not finished. What's not finished? Oh my god, fortifications. What the hell? Why no fortifications? And this one? Well, at least the army is complete. Now, what's... AI is just totally delirious, you know. Totally bonkers. Alright. We need to take control of 4 more towns, and this guy here, few lots pack, several won't take the town with such an army. Won't, I think. But I should take the risk seriously and prepare for the defense. Has been defeated. 10, 23. What? I imagine that my dearest AI just used frenzy on some unit, and probably that was my nightmares. Why would AI use frenzy when there is such a bad... Can you tell me? Like, look at this balance of forces. Like, would you use frenzy? Let's use... where do I get so much mana? Is it from my familiars? Do they... They don't channel, they actually steal. Then how the hell do I get... no. Yes. 0 mana points. Alright, I don't understand that. So I can just hit the defenders. Shield guard, sorry, and Ballista will finish the battle. Yeah. Too long for such a troops balance. This combat is more interesting, but only because of the shield guards, because they were there. Now, will I have enough points to use the instant travel already? Unfortunately, no. One more move, and that's it. Right, Orson, haven't you had enough thrashing? So you want to... and I forgot to build the town. I forgot to build something in the town. I think the castle can't be built now because there is a prerequisite building which is called the pile of skulls, and only then can I build. And why? Ah, of course, that's a limited army option without the castle. Well, let's hope it will be enough, but I have a hunch that it won't, so... necropolis. No. Ah, Orson wanted to teleport? Or... What are you doing here, idiot? I'll wait, because I want to TP and kill him. So she comes for the town, and probably it's a loss. Yep, it is. That becomes interesting. It's not. What? It's just unbearable. And I don't have any source of some decent army to actually create a second hero to run and defend. Maybe I actually can do that, let's see. So first of all, Orson, can you please, yes, thank you, run away and not spoil my gameplay now. This is not enough to kill this one, especially if it is a professional hero. I don't think it is the option. What do we have here? How many? Oh, this actually can work. I just need a stronger hero, so let's see. Next week we can buy a stronger hero, hopefully, and defend. At least my island could be defended. Ideally the second one, the top right one. You see, this is Zerg Rush. Just buys and buys and buys heroes. It's what I should be doing, but I, don't like such play style. I know if you play against a human player, of course, it's something you must do because you have to have better control and you have to take all your chances and you have to pillage the area, you have to steal resources, you have to create as much nuisance as possible. Victory, what a battle. But when against AI, I try to, relish in this feeling of power of one unit, of one hero, because... And also the game isn't as long as to provide you with a chance to actually develop two heroes into something like a killing machine, unless you want to spend 20 real life hours on this game. In this case it's possible. And when you play for the academy, they have this it's not that it's on the academy, of course, but there is this mentor ability in the knowledge, not knowledge, but I forgot how do they call it. Okay, so the one that improves your experience gain, the ability, the skill. So they have this mentor thing, and each time you meet a hero, you share 25% of your collected experience, and this is quite a disbalanced, I think, ability, because, well, let me first finish the turn and then I'll tell you why I think so. So let's buy this, and sell these, and buy these and this. Okay, now you go and fight. So what I was saying is, mentor provides you with this chance to actually... What? Oh, no. No, don't be so stupid, Andy. Please concentrate. You create lots of small heroes, and then they become powerful heroes, because once I had Aura, that is an academy hero, and she had level, I think, 30 or even 31. So meeting her, heroes immediately got level 23. And level 23 is the minimum level where you can actually get ultimate, because to get the ultimate you have to have 22 skill points developed, and then the ultimate comes as the 23rd. And so I got that, and I managed to produce sorry, I have to finish this turn, and then I'll say what I wanted, just properly, because I start hating myself for this total rubbish that I'm expressing. You know, being multifunctional is not what a human is unfortunately capable of. At least me. I'm not capable of that, apparently. So I have 9,000. Perfect. I was saying that I had heroes who, thanks to mentor ability that Aura had, got to level 23, and so they were able to start their own career. And one of them even got the racial ultimate, which was the dungeon hero, Dark Elves, and it was pretty fun. But at the same time, then what happens, you lose those heroes and they are bought by the AI players and they are turned against you, and that's totally not what you want to be happening. Artifacts. I gained some artifacts, and what are those artifacts? Boots of the Swift Journey, that is amazing. Tome of the Dark Magic, you know what, I have to be using this one now because it's more useful. And that's all. Well, Boots of Swift Travel are definitely a massive improvement to my situation, because now I can get to that left down corner, bottom corner, and hopefully capture the remaining 2 towns. And this guy, are you trying to hide? I won't let you. Hopefully I won't. At some point AI's will to fight actually vanishes, and I am just waiting for that moment when actually he stops resisting and hides in the town and waits for its demise. But I don't see that's happening in the nearest future. Well, this one here definitely is looking for trouble. I'll catch up just next turn. Here I need to go and cross the bridge. What always interested me was how much gold is generated when you are an AI player. What is their gold bonus? Because they always have millions, not millions, okay, but hundreds of thousands. At the time when I still have, in the best scenario, tens of thousands. I'm just curious. As I said, in Warcraft 3 they have double gold income for mining. Here I might suspect it is triple, quadruple. Maybe system files could be read and tell us the answer to this conundrum, but I haven't yet figured this out. And this one is finally letting me catch up almost, because there is no way out. I'll just attack next day, and I don't think that hero could withstand my storm. This one is something serious. Well, kinda serious. What? And that's Orson again. Oh my god. Orson. Orson. How many times have I killed Orson? Please don't tell me it's defeat. Okay. Fleeing, thank you. Excruciating strike or battle frenzy. Frenzy. Movement points. Do I have a chance to kill Vladimir? I think yes. At least I'd like to take this chance. And let's recapture the town. Too long because of the shield. Shield what? Shield guards, I think. Have I remembered? Yeah. Shield guards, the name is. Now, the last town on this island has to be captured. Hopefully that guy Alastor, like Professor Grimm. What was his name? Professor Grimm, I think, in English. I haven't read Harry Potter in English. In Russian it was Professor Grimm, and in English it was, I think, something about Grimm. And so his name was Alastor, as I remember. Dumbledore called him Alastor. Hey, Vladimir, will you flee? Of course. Advanced sorcery, basic war machines. Let's go back and refuel the army, and then we'll go and block this bridge here so that no vermin can get there to my place anymore. Hey, I'll catch up with you. Don't think you'll get away so easily. Alright, Orange is already not hiding, actually just trying to capture some resources, which won't help. I think we are around 20 minutes maximum until it is finally finished, and actually it's taking less time than I expected, which is good news, because I'm already looking forward to starting a new town or coming back to Deus Ex, and I've closed my gestalt about playing for Inferno, and both gameplays were very much satisfying, I should say, because I managed to get my ballista skills, necessary artifacts, and lots of quite exciting battles. Inferno is not about, well, it is about tactics, but it's, as I said, mostly about kind of invading and flooding the battlefield with your troops and then actually just bashing. At the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of space for microcontrol still in this game for Inferno, because can I have my bonus movement points? Thank you. Because there are actually, Inferno, when you open this skill of abilities, wheel of abilities that fans create for Heroes 5, and then you click around all the races, what turns out is that demons have the biggest amount of variations, like the biggest amount of skills, and something like 140, I don't want to be mistaken, but like not by one, not by two, but by 5 or 10 skills more than any other race. That means probably that I'm totally wrong in saying that demons are not displaying versatility in their strategy. Probably it's that I'm kind of being lazy and relying too much on ballista and meat. I think that's just me, not the demons. And it's not my main race. I definitely show the best control of playing for the Dark Elves dungeon, and maybe, yeah, not even the best. My best is actually orcs. I think I squeezed the maximum out of this race, trying to, well, win even in the unwinnable situations and fighting constantly against the odds. It gives me massive satisfaction, and also I think if to calculate this, how many times I've actually played for any race, the orcs will be top 1. Even though when they were just released, Heroes 5 Tribes of the East was released, I think it wasn't anywhere close to my favorite. Actually, it was my most despised race because of the strange mechanics and because I mostly dislike orcs and never play for them in any games. In most cases, I mean, like in RPGs, for example, like the Elder Scrolls, orcs, if my friend is listening, don't want to offend him again, but I put them even after, I put them before Nords. Like Nords are the you got the idea. So orcs aren't my preference, but in Heroes 5 they are my favorites, and I also kinda feel respect towards them in Gothic 3, because there they constitute a decent race which has its own code of honor, and they're still kind of savage beasts, but you see reason in their savagery. When they start killing people, I feel that my hands are loose and I start reciprocation, let's say, and kill them too. But before that, we are in a ceasefire condition. If I do this, I can still... No, I can't. I think I need to move closer and TP on the next turn. Now, I don't want to fight with Alastor. I'll keep him here, standing, blocking the path, the passage. Now you see the AI is actually hiding because he is feeling insecure his internal demons start to cry out and shout and flood his ears with irresistible noise of horror and death and suffering and inevitable condition. So, and this is the most amazing glitch on this map. Look at that. I assume that heroes just would like to have a swim. Look at that. Like, where is my hero? What the hell? And it's like, it's patch 3 just 3.1. So they had some time to actually amend the game, but apparently it hasn't happened. Right, so this hero here, what will he do? She. Ilthin. In Russian she was Itlina, but in English it's Ithlin, so letters L, T change the order in Russian, which is interesting. But I think it's actually commendable work by translators, because translation is not only about correct, like that you put the words exactly correctly what they should mean, but when you contextualize and interpret what they should have meant and what they meant in the actual original game and what kind of melody was behind the words and sentences, and when that makes sense within the lore of the game, I think it's better to sometimes contort slightly the translation for the sake of overall quality and meaning. So AI in this playthrough was just constantly fleeing, hiding, escaping battles, and you see what it led him to. Haven't given a single decent battle without running away. That's disgusting. I don't understand why on earth you would behave like that, and also I haven't got my ultimate again, but it's fine. I don't think it's really interesting to see me play for like 3 more hours, because it will be pointless experience collection from wherever possible, and again it will be all in vain until the moment when I finally find the shackles of the last man. And no, come on, you have no town, you will die there if you you have 7 days. Okay, 1, it was the 3rd day I think, so 3, 4. Hey Nick, I'm actually finishing my stream in 3 days I think, I mean in-game days. That was the 5th and the 6th game, 6th day, and the 7th. Yeah, that's it. Victory. I think this one wasn't as exciting as the previous stream, but I was, I think, more cheerful than the previous stream. I mean, the previous playthrough, the previous time we played for Inferno. Now, I see people are still here on the chat, so at the same time it's 1 o'clock in the morning in my city. So I'll do this. I'll announce my next stream. I think it will be tomorrow in the evening in my place, and my place is 7 hours from Central Time, so it's UMC. Yeah, I think it's UTC, sorry, not UMC, UTC +7, somewhere at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock UTC +7. And anyway, I don't know if actually Twitch has this notification that the streamer launched the broadcast, so if it does, then you'll probably be notified. And thanks to everyone who was watching. I really appreciate the commentaries and participation in the conversation, and I think I'll put this on YouTube. Who knows, maybe people will enjoy watching Heroes 5. There isn't much attention given to this series of games anyway, and it can't harm anyone, as Tukiliak said. So thank you. I was really glad to meet you. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, and looking forward to seeing you again, reading you again. Please come, and if you want to find me on social networks, I would be totally happy to chat with you outside the streaming world. I'm open for communication worldwide, and yeah, so have a nice morning, day, night, evening, anywhere you are, and stay safe. Thank you guys. Bye bye.